やっぱり組んだ時に力強さを感じましたね。
Der linke vom Pferd gelandet. Oh, der hat Malte wohl richtig verletzt.
Krav Maga, a martial art known for its brutal and straightforward approach. It's designed to end a fight as quickly as possible. Born on the battlefield and refined through real-world combat, Krav Maga emphasizes efficient and often ruthless techniques aimed at defeating an opponent by any means necessary. But how does this martial art hold up against professionally trained fighters? Let's watch this spectacular duel between a Krav Maga practitioner and a professional fighter. First, we have Malder, a Krav Maga fighter from Germany. This young, fit fighter is up against a professional boxer from the Arab world, Belal El-Zain. The fight kicks off with both fighters showcasing their signature moves, Krav Maga with its powerful kicks and the boxer with his strong forward punches.
Aber ich bin gespannt.
Belal then unleashes a series of rapid punches, forcing Mal to go on the defensive. In terms of striking, the boxer has a clear advantage over the Krav Maga fighter. Belal also manages to maintain a good distance, limiting Malte's opportunities to use his Krav Maga tactics. However, when it comes to stamina, the Krav Maga fighter has the upper hand.
Oh, Belal wackelt.
Malte withstands Belal's powerful barrage of punches and, when he finds the perfect moment, executes a sweep that sends his opponent to the ground. Without wasting any time, he seizes the opportunity to end the fight swiftly.
Die rechte hat hart getroffen.
In addition to facing a professional boxer, Malte Halder also went up against a Muay Thai fighter named Firat Sabaz.
Touch gloves. Okay, die gehen auf jeden Fall nicht komplett aufeinander los. Malte hat da mal eine.
This time, Malte was caught off guard early in the fight when Firat landed a powerful punch to his face. After that, the two engaged in a lengthy ground fight.
Hier komplett die Backmount, beide Hooks sind drin. Oh, Malte versucht ihn einfach mal zu smashen, also hat versucht, sich auf ihn drauf zu werfen und vielleicht die Luft zu nehmen. Jetzt aber.
During this phase, Muay Thai proved to be more dominant than Krav Maga, with Firat managing to land several punches while keeping Malte locked in holds.
Dann ist das sehr, sehr schwer, einen vom Rücken abzuschütteln halt, ne? Jetzt, wie man sieht, Firat hat ihn.
Malte then attempted to shift his strategy, keeping his distance from his opponent to avoid getting into a clinch position again. However, as the fight progressed, it became clear that he was running out of stamina, allowing his opponent to regain dominance.
Das zeigt, dass ihm sein Bein gerade richtig wehtut. Oh, schön Pferd. Oh, der hat Malte wohl richtig verletzt damit, weil er hat ihn gezwungen.
Krav Maga isn't just effective in the ring, it's also incredibly useful in real-world street fights. For example, take this incident involving a woman who was harassed in a bar. In a fight, Krav Maga practitioners have a distinct advantage in close-range combat, aiming to neutralize their opponents in mere seconds. However, when up against professional fighters, endurance and trained reflexes can turn the tide. This was evident in a sparring match between a Krav Maga practitioner and a professional fighter with a background in Wing Chun. In sparring like this, the contrasting fighting styles of Wing Chun and Krav Maga create an intriguing dynamic. Wing Chun, with its rapid and continuous strikes, is well suited for close-range scenarios. Wing Chun practitioners are typically trained to keep constant pressure on their opponents, using techniques like rapid-fire punches that make it difficult for the opponent to find an opening. In this particular sparring match, the Wing Chun practitioner quickly displayed his aggression by launching a series of continuous attacks against his opponent. After the Krav Maga fighter managed to break free from the initial assault, the Wing Chun master resumed his strikes, keeping his opponent constantly on the defensive. Unable to find a way to counter the relentless attack, the Krav Maga fighter eventually chose to concede. There was also a moment when a Krav Maga fighter managed to overpower a Wing Chun master. At the start of the fight, the Krav Maga fighter landed a clean punch directly to the Wing Chun master's face. After a brief struggle, the Wing Chun master managed to turn the tables, launching a series of continuous attacks. However, the Krav Maga fighter responded with a devastating elbow strike. For the second time, he successfully struck his opponent's face. By the end of the match, the Krav Maga fighter continued his aggressive punches, ultimately forcing the Wing Chun master to stop the sparring session. Next up, we have a duel between a red belt Krav Maga practitioner and a white belt Kyokushin karate master. The Krav Maga fighter's aggression was evident right from the moment the referee started the fight, forcing his opponent to keep a safe distance to avoid getting hit. But it didn't stop there. The Krav Maga fighter continued to dominate with a series of lethal attacks. Several impressive techniques repeatedly sent the karate practitioner to the ground. Given the intensity of this fight, it was clear that the Krav Maga fighter was on track to secure the victory. Lastly, we have an intense match between a Krav Maga fighter and a professional wrestler. The wrestler seemed to be waiting for the right moment to initiate a clinch, but the Krav Maga fighter kept a good distance, eventually finding an opening to land a precise strike to his opponent's face. Not long after, the wrestler managed to grab hold of him, gaining a strong position to dominate the match.
この方が今圧力をすごいかけてきたな。この力どうよ。
However, this Krav Maga fighter was no easy opponent to take down. They remained locked in a clinch for a while, forcing the referee to step in and separate them. When the fight resumed, both fighters proceeded more cautiously. Finally, the Krav Maga fighter unleashed a flurry of strikes, successfully cornering his opponent and gaining the upper hand.